pause. Press play. Don't pause.
Comics Plus, what's going on? My name is Akasan. We're about to do Honest Trailers. Iron Fist. Yeah. Let's see what's about. You must prepare yourself. I am the Iron Fist. What a terrible movie. Show. Yeah, he said, oh no. Oh no.
This episode is sponsored by Google Play. Get Marvel Future Revolution and discover more on Google Play.
I'm good.
Before Shang-Chi brings hard-hitting kung fu action to the MCU, revisit Marvel's first attempt at a martial arts show. But that's only because it was poorly shot, horribly written, terribly acted, and an embarrassment to everyone involved. Iron Fist. Meet Danny Rand. Yep, that's him. The white guy doing Tai Chi in his girlfriend's apartment. He's a copy of Bruce Wayne.
Come on. I'm a billionaire.
Complete with a tragic backstory where his mom gets absolutely yeeted out in an airplane. His own corporation, and combat training that makes him almost as deadly as a gun that only works at point-blank range.
Your fist lights up. It's really exciting.
All wrapped up with a worldview of a trust fund kid who spent a semester in Tibet.
It's a Buddhist tradition. It's meant to remind you of our bond.
Oh man, I hate this guy. When Danny returns to New York after a 15-year...
Yo, he legit be looking like some of these white dudes you see out in Asia where they out there begging for money because they have no money to get home or whatever, and they look like these hippies, but you know, and they're homeless or whatever. They're just hanging out in Asia. Oh my God.
Man, I hate this guy. When Danny returns to New York after a 15-year absence, he'll be shocked by things like cars, cafes, and intersections like a complete moron. And while he learns about brand new inventions like a computer monitor,
Whoa, director, this is new.
we'll learn about how he let the monks who raised him to die,
It's gone. It's all my fault.
ruined the lives of his closest friends,
How can you come into my life, level it to the ground, and then walk away believing he's a hero?
bankrupts his family's corporation,
We need to sell the drug at cost.
shatters his girlfriend's sense of self and gets her to close her business,
Is this a karate school?
It was.
and tries to stop a gang war that he helped create.
The hand are gone.
But when they left a power vacuum.
But you better believe that this one-punch man will try his best.
And it's worse now than it was before.
You're trying your best, okay?
Oh, it's a good thing you're pretty. Get ready for one of the most glacially paced shows, even by Marvel Netflix standards.
Yep.
Squeezing 23 hours out of the premise, Guy tries to punch crime, but can't. That keeps pumping the brakes on the story to pad out the runtime with excruciating amounts of legwork.
We need to know more before we can decide how we should proceed. So we just wait?
Yeah.
Being vague for no reason other than to keep the story from progressing.
Where have you been the last 15 years? I've been away. Away, yes, I know, but where?
Meetings.
This will hit market in Asia, Africa, South and Central America.
Inside, you'll find all the reports from federal, state, and local agencies.
The rest of our partners will be using the company's shipping network.
An annual payout over 10 years at 45%.
20%.
Our stock, which is already falling, will plummet.
And repetition.
I spent the last 15 years learning to control my emotions.
The final step.
Oh yeah,
Controlling
Rosario
your
was in
emotions.
this.
If I linger in that, I'm giving myself over to those emotions.
Show me you can control your emotions. I'll know you can control your emotions when you face it.
How am I supposed to control my emotions when you're getting in my face like this?
You said you had this under control.
Stare in awe as actor Finn Jones clearly blew off his fight training, forcing the team to use every trick in the book to hide how he has the on-camera fighting ability of Steven Seagal. Nah, I mean present-day Steven Seagal. Setting half of the fights in the dark. Keeping his face obscured.
Yo, there's even one scene they blatantly mosaicked his face right here because he was going up against Louis Tan. You know, this dude could actually fight. I was like, this is ridiculous. You knew it was bad when they had to mosaic his face. Let me see if they caught it. Nope. Go back and watch that scene, guys.
Shooting him from
It's
weird
mosaic.
angles.
Yo, that was like Black Dynamite. Look. Look. Who that? Who that, man? Who that?
Giving him the skip fight cheat code. Or just giving up and give the biggest fights to his co-stars.
Yep, good idea. That was for the best.
Because when they can't avoid showing the lead actor fight on camera, it's best not to look. It's sad. Is he showing off of those nunchucks or learning to use them? I can't even tell. Fighting by Danny's side is Colleen Wing, a martial arts instructor
She was the best
he
part.
randomly
She
meets
was
in
the
the
best
park,
part of this
who
whole
just
show,
so
man.
happened to be trained by the same secret society he's pledged to destroy. Hey, only in New York, right? She's the one lead in the series who bothers to make the fighting look good, and she's brave enough to see if Danny is better in the sheets than he is in the streets.
He was.
Nice. But this show is more than just a reunion of Game of Thrones' most disposable supporting characters. It also asks, what if Succession was terrible? Enter the Meachums. There's Ward and Joy, Danny's childhood friends,
Right.
turned adversaries, turned friends again,
I
turned
vaguely
subplots that go absolutely
Right,
nowhere.
right.
And Harold, a man
He was
making evil
creepy.
plans from his sweet bachelor pad with a live-in assistant, Kyle. They'll team up with Davos, Danny's friend from karate camp who doesn't mix well with his home friends, Mary Walker, an assassin who can only be defeated by 3 of the most common things in any East Coast city,
Sound of running water, bright strobing lights, prolonged exposure to cold.
and the Hand, a ruthless global ninja mystic mafia that they somehow made boring.
1948.
True.
A group
Very
of Chinese
true.
soldiers got
This
lost
was
in the
terrible.
mountains
This
during a
was
mission
terrible.
being recorded for propaganda purposes. They were headed into a remote area, but
Spend the first
The only good thing about this show that was keeping it running is the fact that there were so many bleed-ins from, I believe, Daredevil and a little bit of Luke Cage as well. They had supporting actors, and you're like, okay, so they're going somewhere. This is going to be big, right? Right?
season watching Danny whine his way back into being a billionaire. And the second season watching... None of you watch the second season. So revisit the show that plays as a rambling companion piece to the other MCU. From a creator who left after one season to make the only Marvel thing of the 2000s that's even worse. But at the end of the day, it's just another bloated, boring Netflix show with zero connection to any of the characters people already cared about. Well, at least everybody gets to have some sex. Marvel won't do that anymore. You can even pretend they're talking about fisting each other all the time.
There are not many people in this world who can handle that thing his fist does.
How many times a night you light that fist up?
Does talk happen with your fists?
It's more of a sharing of ideas.
Line up your death fist and destroy me! We find a way to get the fist out of Davos.
Starring the Curls with a dragon tattoo. Can she and Finn Jones switch paychecks? Crappy Joy
right?
Joy. All's Faramir in Love and War. I don't like Rand. He's coarse and rough and irritating. Rosario Brawlson. Do not pass Gao. Do not collect your heroin money. Namaste woke. Kung Fu Millhouse. The obligatory hallway fights. Karens.
I'm calling the police.
We have to call the police.
You need to go to the police.
We have to call the police.
Call the police.
Oh, let's call the police.
You want me to call the cops?
Do you want me to call the police?
I said I was gonna call the police.
So many lines of dialogue. They just, I mean, wow, you really didn't make it easy on these actors, did you?
I mean, this city's intoxicating, every corner of it.
Hopes and dreams are seeded into the sidewalk here. Sometimes they blossom.
And take off your
shoes, right?
shoes.
Good point. Very
Stunt
good point.
double in Little China. You know, I think this season 2 episode is the only time in MCU history that a hero has tried to stop a villain's evil plan with a dinner party. The Avengers should have tried this with Thanos. This episode is sponsored by Google Play. Get Marvel Future Revolution and discover more on Google Play. Be careful what you wish for, Parker. Candyman, 5 times. Alexa, set the mood.
Man, you know, that was all right for, like, it was funny for a while, but then after a while, I just realized that we were all watching them talk about Iron Fist. That was the disappointing part. You know, and it's crazy to think that there was a time where a lot, like, people thought I was crazy. Like, people got on me so much when I just told them, like, I'm not gonna edit these reactions to the Netflix shows, because around Luke Cage, I was done. I was kind of like, look, man, like, I enjoyed Jessica Jones, but, like, they're adding another one on here, and they got Iron Fist. I'm like, do I need to, like, it's just too much going on right now. And I think around that time, even the CW Arrow was starting to fall off, and I'm like, it's just way too much going out there, too much content out there, and not all of it is great. Not every episode of Daredevil. We want to believe that every episode of Daredevil was great, but not every episode of Daredevil was great. But at least it had something to keep going. I think the only one that I actually enjoyed through and through was The Punisher. I think if I remember, every episode of The Punisher was, like, perfect, almost, because it was very relatable. Going through the military, dealing with PTSD and things like that. It was very relatable of what's going on in today's world, right? So Daredevil had its moments, but at sometimes I'm like, God damn, Matt, come on. But Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist, all of them were just, like, really, it was a chore. It was a chore to watch for the most part. So, man. But anyways, Red Nation, stand up, speak up. Let me know what you guys think. And we're on Twitch right now, so make sure you subscribe to all of those and follow all my social media contacts. I would definitely appreciate it, particularly YouTube. We're gonna go take a look at the scene where he got mosaics, man. We'll talk to you later. Peace. Somebody didn't even. Oh, right there. It's Oliver Queen. It's the vigilante. They had to put shades on this dude and mosaic his face. Oh my God.